Hello and welcome to episode 53 of Fallen Dragons. I, my name's Mike. I'm your DM for the night. I'm here with four of my players. I will throw it over to them and let them tell you who they are and what they do. Uh, start with Jinx right next to me.
Hello, I'm Will. I play Jinx, the lovable bardic bat who might have a crushed pelvis tonight. uh,
Well, let's
that,
start with that.
that's about it.
You might be a completely crushed bard tonight, period. Uh, we'll have to see.
I hope I survive.
Yeah. And then next to Jinx is LaFall.
Hello, I'm LaFall. I play a half dragon, half human fighter champion at the moment. Um, I'm away from the screaming sounds of torture, apparently, is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, you're currently, you decided to sleep outside tonight because of the uh, amount of noise coming from Jinx's room.
I just want to cuddle.
Well, you got more than cuddle.
Well, you don't know how an orc female cuddles to begin with, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, cuddle, squish.
uh, and then below the fall is Korai.
Hi, I'm Fireside. I play Korai, who is a sarcastic Drow cleric who may or may not have to save her parents, but we'll see about that one. I'm just more interested in what Jinx is getting into.
and and then last but not least, right below me is Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. I play Kenna. She's a tiefling and she's a multi-classed bard and fighter. And right now she's just got a whole bunch of shit to work through.
She's currently lounging in the cleric hospital.
Right, after having, almost drunk herself to death. So, yeah, there's that.
That's just a normal Saturday night.
For Kenna,
So,
yeah.
so as we've all as we've all sort of hinted at already, the last time we played, um, we left the group. Kenna's in the cleric hospital, having met somebody she didn't ever think she'd meet again. Um, Cora and the other three of you are in the inn across from the king and queen's castle. Excuse me, guys. I never know when my allergies are gonna pop up.
It's that time of year, too.
Mhm.
Not
and
my favorite either.
there's a lot of wind and a lot of pollen floating around right now. When Korai went into their room, they found a letter on the desk that said your parents had been convicted of treason and execution had been scheduled. LaFall decided to sleep outside because of the noise coming from Jinx's room. And we left Jinx having a very interesting evening with an orc waitress that, or actually no, she wasn't a waitress. She's one of the clerics at the cleric hospital who thought his suggestion was amusing and decided to actually give this a try. As we start tonight, it is now the next day. The sun is coming up. And I need you guys to tell me when you woke up, what was the first thing you did? Except for Jinx, because we're going to have to roll for that one. So we'll go in reverse order and start with Kenna.
Well, wake up being relative term because I didn't sleep very well. So, it's just part of the whole process, I guess. Just sort of lying in bed in the barracks hospital, kind of like still not quite sure what the hell's going on at this point.
A junior cleric comes in and says breakfast will be in about a half an hour, and after breakfast, we'll run some more tests and see if we can get you out of here today.
That would be nice.
And then now we'll go over to the fall. Since you slept outside, now that the sun is up, what are you doing?
Just laying there, watching, looking around, seeing whatever. For now, no big rush for at the moment.
Okay. And Korai, what is Korai doing?
Corey's probably been up for a while,
Okay.
worrying about her parents.
Right. Does she have plans to talk to the rest of the group about what they should do, or is this a decision she's going to make on her own?
She's just been kind of worried. there's only so much. I know there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
I think she'll probably talk to the group about it at breakfast.
Okay. And um, then we come to Jinx. The sun comes through your window, and you don't really want to be awake, but you are now. And you turn your head, and there's this orc female still snoring next to you. I need you to give me a constitution check.
13.
Okay. Um, you shake your head a little bit to wake up, and you do the auto stretches that most people do when they wake up. Um, you, in fact, did not incur any major injuries.
Yay!
You are, however, more sore than you've ever been before. You're feeling your muscles and stuff this morning more than you did even the day after you fought that wolf a few months back. The only difference being the wolf almost killed you.
Mhm.
You look down at your body under the blankets, and you don't notice any blood, so it's a plus.
It's a good day.
So, given that you find yourself in fairly decent condition, what are you going to do?
I'm going to gently try not to wake her, climb out of bed, and set out her clothes for the day.
Well,
And
that
and
that's easy because her clothes are in a pile in the corner. Actually, your clothes are in that same pile.
okay, I'm going to try to do this quietly, not to wake her. So is there a way to call room service?
Um, you could walk to the door, step out in the hallway, and I'm sure you would find somebody.
Okay, I'll do that after I get the clothes out. Well, after I get the clothes set up for her.
Okay. Are you gonna bother to get dressed first?
Right. I quickly put on my clothes.
Okay.
Do I have to roll a stealth check for this?
Uh, yeah, give me a dex check for
All
this.
right. My dad
Because
dice that one failed me.
you're stiff enough that getting dressed isn't necessarily a given at this point.
Okay.
What?
I rolled a 2.
Uh, apparently you're stiffer than you thought because you start to get dressed and um, you, you bend down to put your pants on and you try to straighten back up and you can't do it.
Oh no.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm going to wander to the bed and try to lay down with my legs sticking up. Because I really can't do much.
Uh, doing this does in fact wake your companion up.
Oh no. Sorry about this, love. You try to go back
So
to sleep. I think I threw up my back.
she she
I'm sorry. I'm trying so hard not to laugh.
she opens her eyes, uh sort of half smiles, does the same auto stretch, and rolls over and sort of looks at you, says, apparently we put your back out last night.
Yeah, I heard you orcs were good at cuddling. I didn't know you were that good at cuddling.
Um, she climbs out of bed, walks around the bed to where you are, picks you up with one hand, and basically pulls your pants on and
Thanks, love.
and
It was a bit difficult.
and sets you back on the edge of the bed.
Well, oh, thanks again, love. I'm really sorry about this, and maybe we could do this again sometime if you want. As I say that, my tail wags, but I wince every time my tail wags.
um, she thinks a second and says, well, maybe the next time you guys make it back to town, we could try this a second time.
That,
Yeah,
that would be lovely, love.
it was somewhat more interesting than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, I'm glad I can make it interesting for you.
um, but I do have to get dressed and get downstairs because I
Right,
go I go on shift shortly.
right. That's why I was trying to get your clothes for you, but I kind of bent over a bit too far.
Well, that was nice of you, but I think you need to work on getting into your own clothes at this point, apparently.
Right.
Uh, and she walks over to the pile where her clothes are and literally gets dressed in like 5 minutes. She says, I have to make it back over to the cleric hospital.
Don't work too hard, love. And if you see my friend Kenna, make sure that you give her a hug for me.
If she's in any shape to be hugged, I'll
Right,
be sure to do that.
right.
Uh, she walks over to you, picks you up,
Whoop.
basically squeezes you, and then uh, sets you back down on the floor and heads out the door.
I, I just stand in the room wearing just my pants with my tail just wagging wildly.
So are you going to attempt to continue to get dressed, or
Oh yes, yes. Jinx snaps out of it and is like, where's my shirt?" And
give
I go,
me give me another dex check to see if you can actually manage to get dressed.
I am throwing this dice into a dungeon. All right, so it's a dex, right? I
Yeah.
got a 9.
We'll say that you were able to pull your tunic on, but it took you longer than you've ever had to take to get dressed before.
Oh, all right. Uh, right, let's see if I can make it down the stairs.
Y- Your brain is remembering how nice this was last night, but your body's going,
I hate you so much.
maybe you don't want to do this again. Maybe this was more dangerous for you than you thought.
I kind of tell my body to suck it up, and we're all going to do it again.
And so you head out in the hallway, and at this point, you end up meeting up with the fallen Korai, who are also out in the hallway.
I try my best, and I'm going to roll persuasion on this. Not that dice because it's a bad one. That's being punished. Dice. All right. I'm going to see if I can try to stealth my way into the group without them noticing me being in the shape I'm in. Not 20.
Oh, you gotta kidding me.
I kid you not.
So
You gotta let him get away with that.
I don't want to get away with that. Can I roll a different? Can I roll on disadvantage?
Well, actually, initially you are able to um, walk up to the other two and look somewhat normal. So you're still not sure if you're gonna make it down the stairs or not. Uh, but
So,
you haven't got that far yet.
I'm going to lean against a doorway. I'm going to, hey, fellas, how was your night?
Oh, are you okay?
I can't move any part of my body.
All right. You had the night with the meat crusher.
Uh, I heard orcs were good at cuddling. I didn't know they were that good.
She forgets what she's thinking about for a second. In what world do you think that orcs are cuddlers?
They're big, they're strong, they got a cuddly body. They're built for cuddling.
They've also been known to eat bats and such. So
Kind of where I was going with that.
yeah,
You know, orcs eat bats, right?
Well, a lot of things eat bats. I mean, I eat bugs. You eat meat. And,
Not well, anyway.
well, I mean, other people in the group eat meat. So, everything eats something, right? It's the circle of,
Don't say the circle of life.
no, I was going to say
That was
circle
a
of death.
circle of you're an idiot.
Circle of death. Everybody eats something.
I'm not. Listen, if there's any part of you that's crushed from last night, I'm not lifting anything up to fix it. You're gonna have to go to the cleric hospital.
Uh,
She
and
hurt
at
you, didn't she?
that moment, you think that walking across basically across the street to the cleric hospital, you're not even sure if you can make it that far.
well, plus, I mean, we just have first date. It's going to be a little awkward if I go over and, go there and to a place of work and be like, hey, can I get healed after a cuddle session? I mean, that's going to look bad on her. Not on, wouldn't want to look bad on her, you know? I'm kind of twiddling my thumbs and looking really nervous and embarrassed.
So what is LaFall doing in the middle of this?
No, they're inside. I'm outside.
Oh, you haven't even come in yet.
Nope.
You're just enjoying nature in the morning. And
Yep.
actually, while you're outside, you see Jinx's date from last night walking from the inn over to the cleric hospital.
Okay.
In full cleric's robes. Looks like she's going to work.
All right.
So,
Well, apparently she's not in a rush or anything, so I
No,
guess he survived the night.
she's just casually walking across the street.
I'll let her go to work. I don't want any details. Don't want to know.
Okay. Uh, so are the three of you going to get breakfast, or what's the next thing the three of you do?
I'm going to try to waddle down the stairs,
Waddle.
make my way downstairs to get the food.
Give me an athletics roll for that.
All right, so athletics is 5. So, oh, fine, a good roll. 17.
You actually find a way to make it down the steps into the
I,
into the tavern.
I did it.
But give me another athletics roll to see if you can actually sit down in the chair by the table.
Oh, God.
Now that you,
Another athletics. Well, 10.
what, you try to bend, but it doesn't seem to be working very well. Uh, uh, are you going to ask Korai for assistance, or are you just gonna
All
keep
right.
trying to?
I'm going to keep trying to get into the chair. I'm rolling the dice again. 15.
After much struggle, you are able to finally sit down in the chair at the table.
Oh, I did it. Oh, I fucking did it.
What does Korai think when he's seeing this?
She's still kind of bothered about her parents, but distracted for the moment. Just
Yeah.
kind of marveling at something she would never put herself through.
And LaFall, while you are still outside, you see one of the royal guards walking toward the inn.
Okay.
And
Make my way over to the inn.
the you see the royal guard walk in the door of the inn because everybody in line sort of steps to the side and to get out of his way. And you see him walk into the inn.
Well, I guess I better go see what's going on. They don't send those guys out just for nothing.
Nope, not generally.
So into the inn I go.
So, okay. You're able to make it in right behind him before the line reforms. He stops at the bar, um, says something to the bartender, then walks over to the wall by the fireplace and nailed flyer to the wall.
Well, since I got some good hearing, what the heck did he say?
Um, give me a listen check to see if you can notice what.
Listening would fall under what?
Um, I don't really have a character sheet in front of me.
Perception?
Perception, probably.
Yeah, if there's not an actual listen thing, go with perception.
Okay, so that's a 19 plus 3. So that's a 22.
Um, basically, what he told the bartender is that he wants to put up the flyer because the king is looking to hire a group of adventurers. Uh, because apparently the problems with the supply lines down south are getting worse, and he wants to send a group down there. And
Oh,
literally,
isn't that so convenient?
literally, that's what the flyer also says, except the flyer also mentions getting paid for going. And
Okay.
and if you and if do one of you go over and look at the flyer, or
Oh, yeah, I go over, take it, rip it down, pull it down.
uh, it basically says because of the distance of travel, each person who survives will be paid 1,000 gold pieces. And um, the details are that the king thinks that there's another kingdom interfering with the um, supply lines.
Well, of course. The
And he,
South, the South attempted, the South murdered the princess to blame.
well, and he wants a adventuring party to check this out because he is currently busy trying to keep relations with Canamir, considering the royal daughter came there and ended up dead. Uh, so you go back to the table and relay this information to the other two sitting at the table. Oh, by the way, um, after the guard nails the notice up, he turns and leaves.
So You all up for a little adventuring?
Maybe.
They're looking for a group to go down south, which we were planning to go down south anyways, because it seems the South is involved with the assassination of the princess. So we got to figure out this whole mess, and we might as well get paid more.
What about Korai's parents? We should try to help them too.
I'm not sure there's much helping them at this point, but I was kind of hoping to see them before they were executed.
Where are they at?
Where are they at?
They're in the Underdark, where they live.
What he said.
Well, technically, they're currently in a cell in the Queen's dungeon in the Underdark.
They're locked up, awaiting their execution.
Then we should do something. I think we should help them. I try to get up.
Give me
You
an
didn't hear me.
athletic.
There's no helping them. They're going to be executed.
Give me an athletics check to see
16.
what happens. Okay, you are actually able to stand up.
I did it.
I'm kind of like, Wentz, sit back down before you hurt. It hurts me to look at you.
I don't know if I can sit back down.
Okay, I don't care. All I've got in my head is the old guy from Up trying to get out of bed, stretching with his back and.
I did it has now become Jinx's favorite phrase because
Listen, I appreciate the distraction, but seriously, one of these times you're gonna get killed, and I don't do dead or undead.
No, I don't think she's going to kill me. For all truth, I just kind of want to see her again. But she's gorgeous, pretty, and she's so kind. You won't believe how kind she is.
Are you sure she wasn't half orc?
Nope, she's full orc. At least I think she's full orc.
yeah.
Gentleness and kindness are not words that I would associate with orcs.
Not all orcs are the same. Everybody's their own little.
Listen, as not a follower of Loth, I fully understand that we are not all the same. Still, the state of your body would kind of back me up on this one.
The body's just. I just need to straighten up a bit. Is all.
Oh my!
I
don't have anything to say to this, Maddie.
I just need to prove I'm worthy. Is all.
Give me, Jinx. Give me an intelligence check.
What is my intel?
I'm not going to answer that.
This is going to be great. 9.
Korai, you can basically tell by the way that Jinx is describing the night that one, he's downplaying the fact that he basically can't move. And 2, that he's pretty much fallen in love with his orc because it's the first date he's ever had. And, and he's ostensibly acting like a 15-year-old teenager would.
Good with it.
They're gonna tell your name.
So, yeah.
Oh God!
And, you know, your average 15-year-old, if he had a first date like that, he'd basically walk through fires or whatever for the person that he had it with. And that's the way Jinx is acting.
So, having seen all this, I'm kind of collecting myself. She's slightly smiles, like just a little curl. Jinx,
What?
please tell me you're not going to spend another night with that woman.
I really want to. I think she's the one. I
Listen.
know that sounds weird.
My dear Bard, having kept you from death on many occasions,
Right.
I feel that I'm invested in your survival because otherwise I will have wasted all of that. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to get the attention of an unearthly deity to summon power and keep your idiot Bard alive?
I think for a second I'm like,
Korai, give me
I don't think Kenna's that dumb.
This is where I
Korai,
stand back and get out of the
I'm
way.
sorry,
just so
Kenna. I had to say it.
give me a history roll, Korai.
I- 4. Sorry,
Let's
no
see.
help. My dice are
How
no
am
help.
I gonna do it?
You were not expecting a bad roll, were you?
No, not for this anyway. And in fact, I'm going to do this no matter what the roll was because it's it's your own history. You have had, before you left the Underdark, you had a relationship or 2 in your life because you're old enough to have done that. And you understand that even Drow's dating isn't necessarily a gentle thing.
That's fair.
But you've never seen anybody really react like this before.
So you really, Jinx, you really like this one.
Yeah. She's beautiful. She's funny. She gets the best hugs. Like, you won't believe the hug I got.
Why? I mean,
I don't know.
Drow courtship isn't the most fantastic thing on the planet, but I don't know. We don't really like our men all that well, but at least there's still some kind of give and take in it. And we're certainly not out to crush each other's pelvises.
I don't know. Maybe just
Well, this would have been, if this had been a prize fight, it'd been the most one-sided prize fight in history. Because Jinx isn't big enough or heavy enough to even, affect her. She can pick him up with one hand. So, it's like, and she wasn't overly affectionate, but orcs aren't. So it's, from her point of view, you can't really tell how the night went.
I don't know what else to do. I mean, at some point, I can't save you from yourself.
right.
If you're gonna go this hard for someone who is like 3 times your size, I
No,
guess
try it 20 times.
20.
Well,
That's right, Medius.
at least 3, if not 4. Yeah. Weight wise, it's probably more like 20, though.
I know. I know, guys. I'll wait. Well, I think I can handle it. I think I can handle it.
I mean, I can only warn you so many times.
What?
If now all I've got is just the whole thing from Futurama in my head. You get kidnapped on the island of the Amazon.
I had snoo.
Okay. Listen, just maybe I can cast a protection spell on you next time. I don't know if that'll dampen the relationship, but at least you won't wake up missing part of you in the morning.
Works for me.
This is, I roll my eyes and goes, men are idiots.
And what is LaFall thinking during this whole conversation?
We got a fucked up bat.
And that pretty much sums up our party in a few words. We've got a fucked up bat. Yep.
Yes, I like to place breakfast order now. I like some of this, that, this, and this, please. Thank you very much.
You get all that?
If you got any soothing bombs, I'll take a few of those.
If you've got any what?
Anything to like essential oils, basically.
Oh, like tiger bomb stuff? Or,
Yes.
Maybe you should rest a couple of days. Maybe you should. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know a whole lot about your species.
Well,
It's just never. It didn't come up in Cleric College.
I'm the only one of my species, so I don't know
Well,
much about my species either.
That's fair. I think maybe you might want to take it easy for a couple of days. Maybe you be the big spoon.
I could do that. That's allowed?
I don't know, but
That paints a really interesting picture with a little tiny bat and an orc.
Hey, maybe she's okay with that.
I'll ask. It never hurts.
I'll never understand your fascination with women that could literally eat you.
Well, he happens to have a fascination with anything that could literally eat him, from women to breakfast to.
Look, I know my place on the food chain is very, very low, and I'm okay with that.
Aw.
Well, it seems that you guys have a choice to make. Heading down south, heading to the Underdark, or just sort of hanging around for a couple days.
I think we should go to the Underdark.
I do want to see my parents before they die. We didn't leave on the best of terms. They weren't happy with my choices. In fact, I'm surprised I was allowed to live, but if there is a place in what constitutes Drow sympathy,
Um, the Queen decided it was easier to take it out on your parents than to find you.
well, but wait a minute. But the courier has found me twice
Well,
just to let me know that they were being tried and that they've been convicted and were going to be killed.
right. She just paid the courier enough that he was willing to find you.
I don't expect it to be pleasant. I expect Batty to be kidnapped. I don't know. Any of you ever been to the Underdark before?
I'm a bat. We live in dark places, so it
Wrong
can't be
kind of
that
dark.
bad.
Wrong kind of dark.
Yeah.
Well, I was raised by Drow.
Really? And they let you live.
They're what created him,
Mm.
basically.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm a lab experiment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's why there's only one of him.
See, they kind of want to make their own little. Basically, they want to make me to be the
And
ultimate bard.
they basically decided the experiment was a failure. So they didn't try to make any more of them.
That explains a lot.
So
Well, I'd still like to go see my family, even if just to say goodbye.
there is, on the flyer that LaFall read, there is no like time limit on that. So
No, we just got a time limit to prevent a war, to prevent unwanted mutilations, to prevent deaths. Yeah.
I mean, that sounds fairly simple for us lot.
Mm-hmm. We just got to tell the king and queen don't send anyone else down there. Because we already know what the issue is. We know it's the South interfering with the supply lines, the Southern country who wants the war between Canamere and the other country.
Well, you know that, but I don't think we know that.
No, we all know that.
I think when LaFall found out about that, um,
Y'all decide to come with me to the
yeah, yeah, you went to the Thieves Guild and coerced the guy into telling you all that.
Well,
and we
she
also
did.
related. I also went and related to the king and queen because remember that's when I told the king and queen they had need to call off their town trying to hunt us down last week or 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Do I hear 5?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
So, how are you guys going to handle this? Because one of your members is still in the cleric hospital.
Well, oh man, I don't want to say split the party, but part of me wants to say somebody has to stay with Korai. I'm not with Kenna, and also um there's Melody's character that we have to stay with as well.
She's on the ship docked in the harbor.
Oh,
She has been for a long ass time now.
yeah. Same with the other person that's on the ship.
Yeah.
Oh, oh,
Supposedly your ship's crew is looking after them, although you haven't checked in quite some time.
right. Or should we get Kenna? Yeah, well, she's not in the best shape, but we might need a full party going down into the Underdark.
Well,
We should
like
at least.
always, we'll bring the sleepy ones with us, strap them tight into the wagon.
I'm just asking about the wounded of us.
um, are you going to go get Melody or Melody's character off the ship and bring her with you, or are you just gonna leave her in her cabin on the ship?
No, we'll get her off the ship when we leave.
So, Korai, what is your goal? If you get to the Underdark, what is your goal? Are you trying? Do you just want to talk to them? Are you gonna try and rescue them? Or what's going on in Korai's head right now?
Well, she would know. She would know a lot about the security arrangements and the way that they do things.
Right.
I don't think she'd be a. I don't think she'd be. She wouldn't have any notions of rescuing her parents. I don't think.
Okay. Because what you do know is that this is basically happening because you left.
Something along those lines, yeah.
Yeah. So,
I at least want to talk to them. I mean,
right.
she didn't. She wouldn't have left on good terms with her parents either.
Right. They were not happy that you left either. But they also weren't expecting to be in the situation they're currently in.
Yeah, I think she'd be pragmatic about the situation. Like, I mean, I don't. She's different, but she spent a lot of time in. She would spend a lot of time on their in the culture, and they're fairly pragmatic. They're fairly, at least in my understanding of it. I don't know. Am I misunderstanding it?
No,
I think she wouldn't really be wanting to rescue them, and certainly not risk everyone's lives.
right.
Although it's risky enough just going back. So maybe let's play it by ear.
Okay.
It's entirely possible they try to kill her as soon as she shows up at the gates.
Well, and there's no guarantee that you would survive between finding the opening to the Underdark and actually getting to where your parents are.
Right.
So, but if you are going to undertake this first, you need to, like LaFall said, you need to talk to the king and queen so they don't give another adventuring party this job.
How does that sound, everyone?
I'm all for it.
Yeah, we'll help you out.
So, about this time, the waitress and two assistants come with all of LaFall's food and set it on the table in front of you.
Someone's hungry.
No, it's just normal breakfast. What are you talking about?
And then Korai and Jinx, you realize that you haven't ordered breakfast yet. If you intend to do so, that is.
I'd order, but I think my stomach might be crushed.
Just shakes her head. I don't know that I'm the hungriest right now. Just kind of her thoughts turn to everything that's going on.
Right.
Maybe just some tea this morning.
When the waitress brings LaFall's food, you can go ahead and order a cup of tea.
I'm gonna put my hand on Korai's shoulder and tell him, whatever happens, we're doing it together. Because we're party and we're family. We got each other's back no matter what.
I appreciate the sentiment, but you know they don't like men there very much, right? At least male drows aren't really regarded very well, let alone foreigners.
Well, I just have to show them.
Win them over with your charm, huh?
Yeah.
Please don't try to play any drow songs.
Oh,
I don't know any.
by the way,
Don't make any up.
Um, Jinx, give me a perception check.
Hey, I got a 16.
You realize something is missing.
Oh no. Is it my loot?
Yep. You currently do not have your loot with you.
Oh, I hope that wasn't a part of the festivities last night. I really don't want to know where that's been.
I don't know. I
God.
know what went. Oh, wait, I should look for it, but I.
Fact, you don't even remember seeing it in your room when you woke up this morning and put your clothes on. You don't remember seeing it.
Oh, do I leave it down in the? I tried wave down the waitress.
Okay.
Excuse me, love. Do you have a lost and found?
Uh,
I'm looking for a loot. It's about big. It's got a big sharp little axe pot to it, and it makes a twang 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 sound when I try to use my thumbs to play the drum to play it.
um, she says, I don't remember such a thing, but I'll go ask the bartender about it.
Thank you, love. Well, I hope
And
they can find it. It was a bit expensive to make.
while you're asking her that, she sets Korai's cup of tea down in front of him.
All right.
Her. So,
Thank you. And takes a small sip, just kind of staring off into the distance a little.
What do you think if more of me fans do it? Or me or haven't been giving out any real gifts to me fans? Is that something you're supposed to do?
Oof.
few minutes later, the waitress comes back over and says, the bartender hasn't seen anything like that.
Thank you, love.
You can go up and search in your room if you like, but
All right, I'll come.
nobody down here has seen it.
All right, I'll check my room. Thank you very much. I'll be back, love. So I go find me loot. I try to get up out of the chair again.
Give me another athletics check.
17.
You actually make it up out of your chair.
Hooray! And I put my arms up and do a hooray, but my back goes out.
Okay. Well, no, you do that. Then you can't put your arms down. So you walk up the steps with your arms like that because your upper back is still stiff. So
I'm basically doing a Zoidberg.
Oh, wow.
and yeah, you get to your door of your room and you have to push one arm down with the other one to be able to open the door of your room.
Okay, I slowly open the door. I'm going to peek inside. Loot. You in here? Loot.
You walk in the door in the room and it looks exactly the way you left it when you came down for breakfast.
Okay, it's still the same mess I left it before.
Give me an investigation check to see if you can find the missing object.
All right. Investigation. Do. That is a straight 15.
You look everywhere in the room and you finally look under the bed and your loot is stuck under the bed.
Hey, an 18. I can bend down and go after the loot.
You bend down, reach under the bed,
Yay.
grab for the loot. It won't move.
Are you mad at me? Did I do something wrong?
It's stuck.
Oh. What? Yeah. I'm going to look for something I can use to lift up the bed. Like a plank of wood or something.
You do have your sword
Oh,
there in the room.
oh, that's true. I'm going to try to prop up the bed with my sword.
What in the world would that be?
I have no idea.
I just go with an athletics check.
All right, athletics. One.
Oh God. You try to prop up the bed with your short sword, which is, for you is a long sword, but for everybody else it'd be a short sword. And you're able to do that for about 30 seconds. And the sword snaps.
Oh,
And the bed hits the ground. And you hear two twang and then snap noises where the leg off the bed broke two of the strings on your lute when it came down. It did, however, unlodge the thing.
Hooray!
So you can't
Wow.
give me another athletics check to see if you can reach down under there and pick it up.
All right. Okay. Let me get the calculator out for this one. $23.
You are able to pick up your loot from under the bed, but like I said, two of the strings have snapped.
Well, I played it with worse.
There's now only three workable strings.
I pick up my loot and I put it on my back, and I grab my broken sword, and I happily try to get down the stairs. and try to stand back up before I do all that, which is another athletics.
Yeah,
Okay, not 20 on that one.
you're able to stand up.
All right.
You get to the staircase. Give me another one to see if you make it down the stairs in your current condition.
All right, 9 plus 5. 14.
Uh, you're able to make it back down the stairs into the tavern, and you walk over to the table where Corai and Lafal currently are. Lafal is still eating. Corai is sipping their cup of tea. And you sit down at the table.
Good news. I found it.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah, it was under the bed.
Is that a euphemism for something?
No, it was under the bed.
Oh, okay.
But I broke my sword, and I hold up my.
Oh, there's the euphemism. Okay.
No, I legit broke my sword. I hold up my broken sword.
Yeah. You basically broke your short sword in half.
Ah. I'm not even gonna.
How the hell?
Well, I tried to prop it up with me. I tried to use the sword to prop up my bed so I could reach under and grab my axe. Well, not my axe, my loot. And the bed kind of didn't like it very much, and it snapped the sword. And it broke a couple of my strings. Which is okay. You don't need strength to play with loot, right?
Yeah, you do.
I've been playing this thing all wrong. I keep going fine.
Besides, you remember what the king said if they ever catch you playing your lute again, anyways.
Well, no, that was for them. So now we have to make another stop.
For what? It's just a loot.
For your sword!
Oh, I could still
You
use it.
gotta.
You just sharpen the little broken bit, and then you got a nice little dagger.
Wasn't that a magical sword?
Was it a magical sword? I pick up the sword. Were you magical? It's not talking. I don't think it was.
Check your character sheet. I think it was.
Invisibility sword. Yes, it was magical.
So that is a sword that you can't replace because it was a magic item.
So I have to get it repaired. What? So, I'm going to go to the blacksmith. And I'll be back.
You ain't got time. Have him repair it. Have him pick up a new one. Pick up another sword.
All right. Do I have enough to pay for repairs and a sword?
I mean, you broke it.
Oh, I did. I go. I'm gonna head down to the blacksmith shop, but I'll wait for
Okay.
everybody else because I'm just stealing the show tonight, and I'm very sorry.
So Fall, you finish breakfast. Korai finishes their tea, and Jinx is gonna head to the blacksmith shop. Are you guys gonna let him do that on his own? Cause you still need to talk to the king before you can go anywhere.
Cora, do you want to go help Jinx out?
You go talk to the king for us?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go help Jinx out.
So,
Thanks.
but while the rest of you are doing that, we will head over to the cleric hospital where a female orc in cleric's robes walks up to Kenna and says, "How are we feeling this morning?"
Um, a bit better than yesterday, but honestly, I don't think that's saying a whole lot.
Well, let me do a quick scan and see how you're doing. And uh, she basically cast uh, a low level healing spell. She says, "Physically, you look fine. Um, you really don't need to be here."
Oh, well, that's good to know. Should I just leave then?
Um, well, I will uh, check with the cleric on call and make sure that you're clear to leave. So just wait here until I get back. And she turned and walks down the hall.
Oh, I'm very much hoping that I can leave.
And um, couple minutes later, she comes back. Um, I checked with Carrick, the cleric that handled most of your case, and he looked at things and said you should be fine to go.
Good.
Can you handle it yourself or do you need assistance?
No, I think I ought to be all right. Just going back over across the street to the inn.
You go to stand up. Give me a athletics check.
7.
You go to stand up off the end of the bed and for whatever reason, your knees give and you fall back onto the bed.
Well, wasn't expecting that. I guess I'm not quite so good physically after all, huh?
Uh, So do you call another cleric over, or do you try and get up again?
I'm gonna try to get up again.
Same roll.
That was a 6. My dice do have it in for me.
You try to stand up again, and the same thing happens.
Uh, perhaps. And I sort of don't really want to say this because of everything, but I'm like, perhaps I ought to. Perhaps Carrick ought to see what's going on with me before he says I ought to go. Can you bring him in?
Um, you catch a junior cleric who looks like they're carrying some paperwork. Do you ask them to go get Carrick and have him come over?
If he's not too busy, yes.
Okay. Couple minutes later, you see him walk into the room, and he walks over to your bed. He's like, I was told something was going on. You needed to see me.
Well, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I don't really seem to be able to stand up.
That seems a little strange.
Yes,
You
I
look,
wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting to have any issues.
yeah, you look physically fine. Um, you've tried to get up twice now and can't do it.
Yes. Ought I try again?
Yeah, why don't you try with me standing here and see if you can
All right.
try it a third time?
And that's a 10.
Um, you get up, you're able to stand up for a minute or two, and then you fall back onto the bed. And Carrick is like, that's very strange. There's something definitely going on. Have you been eating?
Yes. Or what I can. I haven't got much of an appetite.
Uh, yeah. Um, I think we need to run some scans and see what's going on with you.
So I can't leave right now then?
No, because we don't want you heading out the door and then falling.
And I sort of look at him and I'm very embarrassed, but I sort of remind him, well, seem to remember the last time we saw each other, I left without being able to walk very well.
Yeah, but I don't think we're dealing with the same region this time.
True.
Because I don't think detoxing from alcohol makes you not walk or not be able to stand up. So, I'm glad we caught this before you tried to make it out the door.
Yes, well, I was rather hoping to, leave. But
So, you just,
perhaps a tankard of ale would help. Do you think?
what now?
Perhaps a tankard of ale would help. Do you think?
No. And you can't do that in here anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't want people drinking in the cleric hospital. That would set a bad precedent for everybody else.
I know it's worth a try.
Yeah, well, then every sick dwarf would want to, that comes in here would want to do that. No. Besides, that's the reason you got here.
Yes, well, I suppose so.
So,
I mean, yes, I know. And I'm sorry you had to be here to see all that, because, well, because.
and I don't recall you being physically injured when you came in here. I'm
That's a bit fuzzy. I don't really remember.
if you were injured to the point where you couldn't stand up, I think we would have noticed that. So I'm not really sure what's going on here.
Well, maybe I've just lain here too long. Perhaps if maybe I'll try to get up again.
You can give it a try.
Seriously?
Oh no.
7.
You attempt it again, and the same thing happens.
If I was there, I'd give you part of conspiration.
All right, so I guess do your scans or whatever.
Yeah, we need to do tests before you go anywhere.
Oh no.
So just, yeah, get back into bed. I'll send one of the research team do the test and see what we can figure out.
All right.
And and he turns and leaves, and a few minutes later, this youngish looking elf comes down the stairs with a piece of equipment. It looks like ringlet made out of silver. And he comes over and says, I'm gonna run this over you and magically scan to see if there's anything we can figure out. It won't touch you, so it won't be painful at all.
Right. And if there's anything wrong, it'll detect what it is.
Yeah, it should.
Will it heal it?
No, but it'll tell us. It'll identify what's wrong, and therefore we'll know what to do.
Oh, alright. Go ahead then.
He concentrates for a second, and the silver ringlet starts to glow, and he runs it over the front of you, and then asks you to roll over and runs it over the back of you. And then when he's done, the ringlet stops glowing. And he holds it in both hands and says, "This is strange. It registered a magical substance inside your body. And we don't know why. Because it wasn't there when we did the initial scans when you came in."
Well, that's strange.
Yeah.
Have you any idea how it got there?
At this point, no.
Well, if you've got any idea of how to get rid of it,
We're going to have to research this, which means you can't go anywhere
bloody
because
hell.
we don't know what you have.
Obviously, somebody did this to me. I mean, I didn't do it myself.
Unless you have a penchant for putting magical substances into your body,
No.
somebody else would have had to have done this to you.
Alright, that's what I just said.
And until we identify it, we don't know how long it's been there.
Well, if you scanned me when I came in and it wasn't there, doesn't that stand to reason that one of your bloody clerics did it?
Well, either a cleric or a visitor, or well, pretty much a cleric or a visitor.
Well, the only visitors I've had are my party members, and they wouldn't do anything like that to me.
Well,
So it has to be someone here.
we'll know more when we identify what it is. And he turns around and leaves. And leaves you laying on the bed wondering what in the world's going on.
Well, at this point, I'm not sure if this is the safest place for me to be after all, so I'm going to try to get up again and walk out.
Okay.
Ha.
Well,
Dirty 20. I switched dice.
aha. Well, you found one that at least worked once.
Right. Yeah, the other one's in my dice jail.
So you actually swing your legs out again, and this time you're able to get up. Did you just, without saying anything, walk out the door?
Well, yes, because I'm thinking one of them did this to me, and I don't know why. And I don't feel safe here, and I'm going to just leave.
So you pick up your gear that's sitting next to the bed and you walk out the door. And from there, we'll jump over to Jinx heading for the blacksmith, which the blacksmith is easy to find. It's the only building with smoke coming out of it. So Jinx and Korai walk up to the door. Which one of you wants to knock on the door?
I'm gonna stand aside. Jinx's sword.
I gently knock on the door, still in pain.
Okay. The door opens. And you see this black dragonborn in a leather apron, basically.
I, I hold up my two pieces of my broken sword. My ears are drooped downward, and I just have the saddest look on my face and almost tears in my eyes. And can you fix it?
He says, well, I was about to ask you what the two of you were here for, but
I broke my sword trying to get me loot.
you've pretty much answered that question. And he motions for both of you to come inside.
I follow.
It's excruciatingly warm. And he takes the two pieces of the sword and looks at them, puts them down on his workbench, and goes, was this an enchanted sword?
Yeah, it was sort of invisibility.
Well, I can make the sword if you want the same enchantment on it. You'll have to go to a magic shop to get that.
All right.
I I don't deal in enchanted weapons. And it'll take me at least a day to remake the sword.
Well, how much will it cost?
$25 gold.
Oh, that's not too bad. The shipment's probably going to cost a bit more.
Um, I'll need
Going back for lunch.
half payment now and half when the sword's done.
All right. I pull out. I pull out 20 gold.
Okay. Should be done about this time tomorrow. You can stop back by then and pick it up. And then he walks over to the door and opens it and ushers the two of you back outside. And while you're doing that, we will head over to the front of the castle where two guards are standing at the door. What does LaFall do? You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Move aside, please, gentlemen.
Hold it. What is your business?
Are we going to have to go through this every single time we come up here? You know me by now.
Well, yeah, we have seen you a couple of. You have been here before.
Mm-hmm.
Wait here and we'll see if the king is in. And one of them disappears. A few minutes later, he comes back. The king is busy today, but he has a short break between meetings. He can see you for a short time.
Yeah, that's all we're going to need.
So they escort you into the castle and down the hall and into the main throne room, which is the king and queen are both sitting there, and there are several people milling about the room. And they all sort of stop and look when the guards escort you into the room. The king nods and the guards bring you up to where the dais where the king and queen are sitting.
Greetings.
Greetings. I didn't think we would be seeing you again.
Why?
I didn't think we had a reason to. Um,
Well, yeah, I mean, you're calling for adventurers to investigate your southern supply lines with the
oh,
knowledge of the southern continent interfering with them, and they are the ones who are also the culprits for the murder. So it
oh,
all seems so intertwined.
you are speaking about the flyer
Yes.
I, I had put up today. Oh,
Yep.
okay.
So I'm going to say this right now. Don't send anyone else on that because I think this is all intertwined. And since we are already on the murder investigation subject of Resolve and all that other fun stuff that goes along with it, it falls in our lap.
Mm,
We've got one other stop we have to make first, though. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we will get to investigating the southern issue as well, and also return the body of the princess.
oh, you got you guys. Your party wants to do that.
Well, you
The
already said you were making us do that.
oh well, the
do
king
we
is
want
like
it? Do we want to? No, because we know what's already going trying to happen.
the king is uh, says I've been dealing with the king and queen of Cantermere so much lately I'd forgotten I'd asked you to do that.
Yep.
Uh, okay. I will I will consider the job on the flyer taken, and you guys let me know when the other thing you have to do is completed. Um, I would prefer before you go down south if you would deliver the princess's body first,
Right.
because the king and queen of Cantermere are starting to get anxious about the whole thing.
Well, considering where we are heading prior, I think delivering the body before we go on our other adventure before we head south is prudence first. So,
Yeah. So um that works. As you have probably seen from the flyer, uh everybody that returns from the south alive will get 1,000 gold. Um, since you're taking the princess's body back to Cantermere, I will double that in this case.
okay.
So, do you know when you're leaving on this other mission you have to do?
Um, as soon as we can. So we'll have the princess body prepped for within, say, 4 days for travel, if not
Okay,
sooner. 4 days is
okay,
the latest. Say 2 days, possibly, before we fart out.
okay. Um, when you're ready to take the princess's body, just come back and let us know. We will have it loaded for you so you can be on your way.
Thank you.
And I will leave the contract with the inn open so you will be able to use it whenever you're in town.
Okay. Appreciate that.
So, and good luck on your travels, and we will hopefully see you within the next few days.
See you soon, Lord.
And he motions for the guards to escort you back out. And they take you down the hall and through the door, and you are back outside about the time that Korai, Jenks, the two of them walk up, and then the three of you see Kenna standing in the garden outside the front of the cleric hospital. Because the cleric hospital, the inn, and the castle are basically all within 1 to 2 blocks of each other. So you can easily see each other standing there. What do you all do?
Hey, it's Kenna.
Well, he sort of see
Feeling
them and head over there, and I'm like, I had to get out of there. One of those bloody clerics did something to me. Oh, I have a question. Can I cast Dispel Magic on myself? Because I do have that spell.
You can't.
Okay, well, I'm going to do that then, because I don't know why, who, or what, but they had no right to do that. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and cast Dispel Magic on myself.
You don't have anything magical on you, do you?
Uh, no. Actually, my Great Axe does have so I'm going to give that to one of you to hold.
Yeah, because if you were wearing that when you cast that,
Okay,
it
so
would go by.
thank you, Default. So I'm going to give that to you to hold for me. That's the only magical item I have got on me. So
It'd just be a regular axe after you did that.
right. So I'll give my axe to Default, and then I'll cast Dispel Magic on myself.
Okay. Um, give me a what would that be? You're casting a spell,
Mm-hmm.
so
So do I add my spellcasting modifier?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, well that was a 12, so that probably didn't work.
12 total,
Yeah,
even with the modifier.
yeah, because I rolled a 9.
You cast the spell. This silverish energy emanates from your hand as you touch your chest with it. And then the energy sort of turns a brownish black color. and you can feel that the spell didn't work.
Oh, bloody hell. I look at Cora, I'm like, is there any reason a cleric would injure me further? I mean, what is it? They're supposed to be healing me, right?
Not all clerics are happy clerics.
And you consider yourself a happy cleric then?
I never said that. Not all, no.
Fact,
There
you
are many
do.
different clerics, and not all of them heal things. You ever met a cleric of metal?
What was that?
You ever met a cleric of metal? They pinch.
Cleric of metal? No, I can't say
Let
I've
me
met one of
rephrase that.
those.
Have you ever met a cleric of metal in the middle of a bar while drunk?
Not that I remember.
Yeah, well, take my word for it, you don't. You don't want to.
Uh, and you yourself know that Carrick was death, a cleric of death,
Right.
basically. So,
It's I don't know. And then I think to myself, bloody hell. If Carrick did this to me to keep me in the hospital,
no.
I'm gonna go in there and just run him through right bloody now
Oh,
with my
God.
sword.
So,
And I actually say that aloud to the group.
what?
I actually say that aloud to the group. That if he
Oh,
did this to me to keep me in there, I'm just gonna march back in there and run him through with my bloody sword right now.
If who did this to you?
Bloody Carrick.
Oh.
you haven't explained who he is, and
I
you
did. The last time we played,
did you?
I explained to them that
Okay,
he was an old adventuring partner and partner,
right.
and that it didn't end well. So
Okay, I'd forgotten you'd done that.
I didn't tell them that it was 100% my fault that it didn't end well, but it was.
Oh, they've all, they've all by this time experienced you passing out drunk many times, so they're not really surprised by that.
I mean,
Hence why it
that's fair.
didn't end well.
So,
Okay.
so are you actually gonna do that,
Yes,
or
because I'm pissed, and I don't know if this is the case or not, but I'm like very angry that somebody did this to me, and if it was him, then yeah, I'm gonna go. I won't draw my sword. I won't do that yet, but I will go back into the clerical hospital, and I'm gonna go looking for Carrick.
you draw your sword in a cleric hospital and you're
Yeah,
gonna
no.
be in major trouble?
I won't go that far yet.
So, you walk back into the cleric hospital and do what?
Going to demand that I see Carrick, that I speak with him
Okay.
immediately.
The cleric that opens the door for you says he will go get Carrick and you can speak with him. And a few minutes later, Carrick walks up to you and he says, I thought I told you not to leave the hospital until we figured out what was wrong with you.
Yeah, well, I didn't bloody feel safe here because I figure that, well, it was determined in that test that it was something magical, and I figured that the only people that could have done it would be one of you bloody clerics here, because I was told that I checked out all right when I came in. So why would I stay here if I didn't feel safe? If somebody bloody cast some spell on me, and if it was you trying to keep me here, we're going to have more than words, Carrick.
He chuckles a bit, and you see his eyes light up. Look, for one thing, I wouldn't play those kind of games. You know me better than that.
Yes, well, I thought I did.
Uh,
It's been a while, though, hasn't it?
I don't infect people. If I wanted you to stay here, I'd like cut off a limb or something.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
My point being, there are other ways of doing that are a bit less complicated than infecting you with some magical substance.
Well, then you've got a crooked cleric somewhere here.
That is a possibility. Yeah.
I mean, the only visitors I've had are these lot, and they wouldn't do this to me.
You were out for quite a while. In fact, from what I've seen in your records, you were out for 2 or 3 days before I got here.
Oh, I thought I'd only been in hospital for a day.
No.
Oh,
Well, the second time, yes. The first time,
well, I thought the first time was only a day,
right.
but I was unconscious, so.
Yeah. So,
Well, so long as you didn't do this to me.
what now?
I said, so long as you didn't do this to me, because I mean, I didn't think you'd be that vindictive.
I may be a drow. I may be a death cleric. But you would be the last one that I would do something like that to.
Well, I wasn't so sure.
I don't even do that to people I don't like.
Oh, well, I was pretty sure I was one of those people by now.
Yeah.
That you didn't like, I mean.
Well, that's a different subject for a different time.
Yes. Or not. Not at all, perhaps.
Oh, we will talk about it at some point.
We don't have to.
When you're in better condition.
Well,
right now.
is there any
Right.
way to get rid of whatever this is? Because I tried to cast a spell magic on myself, and
Well,
I guess it's too
and
strong a spell.
you cast the spell magic and
It didn't work. I guess whatever was done to me was too strong a spell and withstood it.
that's not good. What level of dispel magic did you use?
The highest I've got is third.
Oh, oh. There could be a lot of people who have magic higher than what that would clear.
Well, I imagine most clerics would have a magic higher than that.
Yeah. But
But
you
if
see,
somebody here did do this to me, then you can see
well,
why I don't feel safe staying here, right?
well, we do have to investigate what. Well, firstly, we need to figure out what it is, and then we need to figure out how to fix it and who did it. But that's not going to happen in one day. Uh, but you seem to be,
You got to make it happen within 4 days.
Why 4 days?
Because that's when we're setting out on our adventure that we have to set out on.
If I can't go,
Two
I can't
days.
go.
2 days will be optimal.
um, Carrick says, apparently whatever was making you not be able to stand up has fixed itself. You seem like you're in respectable physical shape, at least.
Well, yes, but if I've still got whatever that is in me, then who knows what could happen. So,
Well, yes, that's true. But you're the one decided to get up and walk out the door. So,
well, yes, I thought one of the clerics was trying to kill me, and for all I know, that could be the case.
well, until we find out who did it and what it is, yes. In fact, anybody who has a decent amount of magic could have done that.
So what's going to speed this process up?
Well, you have to decide which thing you're going to do first. And whether Ken is going with you or not.
If I'm not, if I feel like I'm not able to, then no, I'm going to stay here.
Well, first we have a body to drop off. Second, we have a mom and dad to go visit. And then third, we have to go investigate south.
Sounds like a lot
Because,
of fun either way.
because you do know that once you get to the capital of Canamir, there are um, entrances to the Underdark inside the mountain where the king and queen's castle is on top of. In fact, you would know from your other visits there that there are entrances to many of the lower plains inside that mountain.
Spooky.
You just don't know how to get from the castle to the opening. So,
Would draconic magic help her? Do you think?
Would what kind of magic?
Draconic.
Possibly, depending on what spell it was and how high it was.
Okay, wonderful. I'll go
Poss-
see you all in a few hours. I'm going to make a long distance shout out.
Huh?
okay. What is it you want to do?
I'm going to call mom.
Call Bob.
Mom.
Oh. Mom was the dragon half.
Yes.
Your dad was the human half.
Yep.
Because if it had worked the other way, your mom would have died. So,
Still not sure how that would work at all, but
well, actually, when dragons mate with humans, the dragons take human form.
okay.
It's happened many times, actually.
We're experts on this subject.
Well, just look at how many half dragons are running around.
Hmm,
Uh,
fair enough.
they are not, they're rare, but they're not that rare. So it's happened more than once. In fact, some militaries use them. Yeah. Um, so are you actually going to like fly to where your mother is and physically talk to her?
I'm going to ask her to come. Give us a hand, give Kenna a hand.
Oh, you want her to come
Mm-hmm.
to where you are.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why I said I'm going to give a shout out.
Okay. Well, yeah, you don't want to do that standing in the middle of the main square in Solaria, though.
Nope. I'll go away for a few miles away, so
Okay.
it wouldn't be so bad for them.
Right. So you're going to telepathically connect with your mother and ask her to come to where you are.
Yep.
Okay. Uh, give me I guess that would be an intelligence roll to see if you can connect.
14.
Actually, since it's your mom, re-roll that with advantage.
That's 18 total.
You are able to uh, psychically connect with your mother. What do you want to ask her?
Hey mom, I got a friend here where I'm at that has a unexplained magical issue. Um, Unfortunately, time is crucial for us to get on the road within 4 days. So, and they can't seem to figure it out. the clerics here.
Well, she initially is like, reacts the way all mothers do. It's like, yeah, what have you been up to? Blah, blah, blah. And why
You know,
haven't you, why haven't you come to visit and all that stuff? Um, and then she says, once she gets past all that, she's like, well, what would you like me to do?
it's something magical that was done to her. Unfortunately, I haven't come into my magic powers yet, so
So what you're asking is you want me to come to where you are.
if you would please, and see if you can't cure her or give a direction of the cure.
Okay. Um,
Don't worry, I'll let the king know that you're on the way, that no one should be shooting up arrows at you.
yeah,
Great, we're
because
gonna meet mom.
I wouldn't want to have to defend myself.
Oh, don't worry. I've already done that to a few of the townspeople that have scared them off. They're getting a little bit more respectful.
Well, that's good to know. Humans might be learning something after all.
Yeah, don't count on it.
um, you caught me at a good time. I can leave within the next hour. Um, and I assume you psychically give her directions the best you can.
Yep.
And she says, um, see you soon. And then the psychic link stops.
Okay.
Uh,
And I make my way back to town and push my way into the castle. They ain't stopping me at the door this time.
at this point, the guards are getting a little annoyed. But you do that, and you walk up to the large door where the throne room is.
Push it open.
And
Jesus Christ.
at this point, the king is the only one in the room. The queen and all the other people you saw earlier have left. Says, and what had you barging into my throne room?
You're going to make a royal decree right now that no one is to shoot into the air when my mother comes.
Oh, your mother is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and your mother is who or what?
A gold dragon.
At this point, she'd be either an adult, probably at least an adult size. So he's like, how much time do we have?
You got about half day.
I can do that.
I'd appreciate it.
Oh, you don't want some silly human shooting at a gold dragon now, do we?
No, we don't.
So
Tends to
Particularly the
represent-
last meeting she had with the town, and she was going to help, and they forgot she was coming to help.
Oh, most humans are afraid of dragons, so I can understand that. I will do that now. Uh, and also, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to give a standing order to my castle staff to let you guys come in when necessary.
Thank you.
Just,
I don't
just,
like pushing out of the way, but stuff like this, I don't have time to wait for.
well, see, and we don't want you guys to get hurt, and we don't want my castle guards to get hurt. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll just leave a standing order that all they have to do is make sure I'm here, and then you can come and see me. Uh, and if that's all for now, I will get started on that. Um,
Yep, that's all. Now I
okay.
just need to go get my friend ready for the visit.
Okay. Hmm. Tell your mother when she's done with what you need her to do. Um, I wouldn't mind having a visit.
I will let her know.
Okay. Hopefully, whatever you need her for works.
I hope so as well.
And with that, the king gets up, escorts you to the door, and then turns and goes to start working on the proclamation for your mom.
Okay. And I go back to the cleric.
As you pass the guards at the door, they look at you uh, rather annoyed. They don't generally like people pushing past them.
Would you rather me wait an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours for you all to go find the king, get permission for me to come in, and then by that time my mom's here and everyone's shooting at her as she destroys the city?
I was okay with everything but that last part. The destroying the city part's an issue for me, but
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I just took care of all that.
uh,
That's why I had to push past you real quick. I didn't have time to wait for it.
hmm. So your mother's coming. What should we be looking for?
A gold dragon.
Oh, okay. Hmm. That should make for an interesting evening.
Yes, it will.
And at that point, they let you go. But As you walk away, you see the captain of the guard come up, and he's talking to the two of them. And with that, you walk back to the other three. Are you going to tell them what's about to happen, or are you just
Yeah.
going to let it go?
No, I'm gonna tell. So, mom's coming, Kenna, to help you out. Hopefully.
Do dragons have some sort of magic ability that you think would help? Is that the deal?
Yeah, I think she can. She knows a great deal about magic,
Okay, well,
more than I
thank
do,
you.
unfortunately.
Thank you.
So, what are you guys going to do in the intervening time before the fall? Mom gets there.
Good question.
I don't know how she's going to react to Jinx. That's going to be interesting interaction there. I know what she'll want to do to you, Korai, but because you're with me, she'll let it pass.
Well, that's good to know.
Um, you guys have to be here at least in another night until Jinx can get his sword back.
At least the sword part.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it'll be, when you get it back, it'll just be a plain sword. It won't be enchanted in any way.
No, I have to go get it enchanted.
So,
Jinx. Hey, Jinx.
I know I wasn't gonna say anything.
I'm awake, I think. I'm here.
Okay. Maybe mom can help out with your stiffness.
Oh, that would be great, love.
so you guys have probably what, another 8 hours until your mom shows up. So what do you want to do?
So I might have to call it a night. I have to get up early for a movie tomorrow.
Well, do we just want to call it here and then we can start next time with LaFall's mom showing up?
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, because it gives you time to fix the story that I just threw a twist into.
Yeah. You now and not me have to come up with a backstory for your
Uh-oh.
mother and all the stuff that goes with that.
Oh no, you got homework.
So, well, LaFall did it to themselves. So,
I had a manager, but he got eaten by a shark, so we're all good.
well, you haven't had a manager in quite a while. So,
Yes.
and with the way you've been playing you probably wouldn't be able to get one anyway.
I was gonna say with the way he's been playing, he needs one.
And I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to hog the
No,
spotlight today.
nah.
I felt very bad about doing that.
Everybody, this went the way I thought it would.
What?
Really?
That's good or bad?
Going
Well,
absolutely nowhere.
my in the back of my head, I was like, if Jinx messes up this roll, he's just gonna be in, really bad shape, and
It worked.
have internal organ problems and all that sort of stuff, and it didn't quite end up that bad. So you you did fine.
Well, good
And
night, everyone.
Nice.
Jinx.
Night, Jinx.
Yeah. See you guys.
we'll see you next time.
Yep. See you in 2 weeks.
And that's where we're gonna leave it. We get to meet LaFall's mom next time. That should be fun. This should be up within the next 48 hours on YouTube and our podcast. And if you guys liked it as much as we did, subscribe and like and all that fun stuff. And I'm hoping you guys had fun tonight.
I did.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
And, you threw a couple twists in. I had to, shall we say, ad lib a couple things, but I always do, so that's fine. And we will have to see if this is a long range relationship for Jinx or if it was just a one night thing. But
Oh,
yeah,
and by the way, Kenna's going to go out of her way to avoid Carrick from now on because she sure as hell doesn't want to talk about shit.
well, and he's also somewhat annoyed that she would think he would do that to her. They may
Well,
not have
she was
ended
she
well,
was
but
kind of afraid that he. I mean, like I said, she doesn't know where he stands at this point in regards to her. So, he could be her mortal enemy as far as she knows.
uh, well, I think Carrick's response was, after everything we've been through, you should have known me better than that. But, you know, he'll do what he needs to do. Um, you know,
Well,
and then,
Kenna's just beginning to realize for herself that what she did to him was pretty shitty. So
yeah.
she's like, got guilt and embarrassment and all this shit going on. So
And the stunt she just pulled in Carrick's eyes just made it worse.
she's
So,
not in her right mind right now.
well, yeah, but yeah, he may
First
be a
question is, has she been in her right mind for a while now? Is the question.
Put it this way, you could have bought stock in a dwarven brewery at this point.
Yeah,
No. So, um, has she been in her right mind? Probably not.
no.
But, um,
Yeah, probably
And,
not for a good year or so.
and then along with that soap opera, you've got these other two places you have to go, and you know,
Things are getting a little bit weird.
yep, de- dealing with everybody's parents. Apparently,
Right.
we're dealing with Corai's parents and LaFall's parents, and
Jinx doesn't have any apparently, but
well, no, Jinx was a lab experiment.
right. Yeah, just as long as my dad doesn't show up because we don't need a Baylor demon in there on all of this.
I've thought about that a couple times. Ken's dad is a demon, so yeah. But he's currently busy. He's a general in the blood war,
Yeah, the
so
whole blood war thing.
he's currently busy. But um, watch out next week for another vampire episode. Um, the latest Cthulhu for Easter has been up for 4 or 5 days now, so
Yeah, so get in on that CF because that
oh, was no biggie. You and your what was it? You and your other family member just
it was
got
me and my sister and my husband who was cheating on me with my sister all got sacrificed to Cthulhu. So there's
yeah
that.
in their front yard.
Sounds charming.
The best way I can think of spending Easter. Come on,
Right.
yeah. The whole Easter egg thing gets boring after a while. You need to throw a sacrifice in every now and again.
Oh, sure.
So, um, but so unless any of the rest, oh, buy all of Kenneth's books or Robin's books. All the links are in the description. Join our Discord. There's at least one of us there all the time. Leave comments because I'm always on YouTube. So you want to ask questions, that's where you can find us. And unless any of the rest of you have things you want to talk about, I will say goodnight on this one. And
See you next time.
See you next time.
Good night.
Good night.
good night.